Gravel Bike California here. We're about to do a Topanga State Park adventure. If you've never ridden up here in the Santa Monica Mountains, it's really a gravel haven. It's been mountain bikes for years, but now that we have gravel bikes, most of these roads are pretty gravel ready. Today we'll be climbing up to Mesa Ridge, doing a little dirt Mulholland, and who knows where it goes from there. The reason why I'm able to do an intro is because we already have a flat. I'm out here today with Rob. That's Sam, who's doing all the work already. And Dylan, who's pretty good at holding a bike. So this will probably be the last mechanical. Let's go. We made our way down through Santa Monica onto the heavily cycled Pacific Coast Highway to avoid Sunset Boulevard until we turned up to Mescal Canyon just to get back to Sunset Boulevard. Taking Palisade Drive up is the main connector and last primary piece of pavement as you make your way onto the Trailer Canyon Trailhead. See how giddy the prospect of dirt makes us feel? Once you make it around the gate, it's rocky and steep enough that you start groaning about finding a better way up. Other ridges start to avail themselves as the pounding continues until you officially make your way into Topanga State Park. We're getting up to Mesa Ridge from Trailer Canyon right off Palisades Drive. It's a 2.2 mile dirt connect, which you get your first view, some really sweeping views of the Santa Monica Mountains. When you reach the top, remember to head north, because cycling isn't allowed on the southern end, meaning you'll find more traffic on this trail towards the valley. It leads you to a popular connector for cyclists and hikers, affectionately known as the Hub, where you're likely to run into those you didn't invite out to your ride. After kicking them out of our resting spot, we headed west to throw in a 3-mile loop towards a pretty aptly named Eagle Rock. As good of a rider that Dylan is, this was his first time riding dirt in the Santa Monica Mountains. So, when he first made eye contact with Eagle Rock, we know as gravel cyclists that we should peer pressure him into climbing it, whether it was a good idea or not. After a couple of attempts and a reasonable amount of chiding, we gave him just one last chance. Wow. I'll just say there isn't video of the rest of us climbing it, but we sure grammed like we did. Taking the upper loop back, you miss some of the beauty behind you, but before you know it, you're back at the Hub. That's why it's called a loop. Back onto Mesa Ridge, you have quite a drop in as you roll towards the valley. This stretch has been widened and improved, not necessarily for us, but to help for access during fire season. After a short climb, we're ready to make our way onto Dirt Mulholland, the main east-west spine of these parts. There's a lot of cyclists and hikers in the area, but after we climbed out of the most heavily trafficked section, I knew this above-ground feature would get Dylan's attention. You know, I'm pretty sure I could do this if I didn't have all those cameras on my bike. A short jaunt away, we reach the focal point of the eastern portion of Topanga State Park, the Nike Missile Base. It's the best spot in the area to find bathrooms, get water, connect to the West Ridge Trail, and look all reservoir dogs in front of a tower. We rode east to the end of Dirt Mulholland, where there's a turnoff for one last trail. The Canyon Back Trail is the furthest east without crossing the 405, which also has a Nike tower in sight. You can connect to the Holly Ridge Trail down to Mandeville, but we're continuing further south with a brief stretch of pavement through Mountain Gate. The bottom part of Canyonback enjoys the same views, but the biggest impediment to look out for are these hordes of canines from the fledgling dog walking industry up here. After a vote determined I needed to grow some, we got off the fire road to a mile stretch of single track affectionately known as the Whoops. Years ago, I remember these humps being intimidating as a trail runner, but even someone not as technical as me on a gravel bike found these being super fun. There are dozens of opportunities to throw down some G's, and of course, get airborne. The Whoops really bring a smile to your face, and you can definitely see yourself continuously doing a loop all day. But reality stepped in, and it was time for our return. Kenter's a lot more fun to come down than go up, and looks better when your cameras aren't all dirty. Making our way back to San Vicente gave us one last spot to make up time in TT mode, as we passed other cyclists ready to start their journeys. Thanks again for following our Topanga Eagle Rock adventure. Read information below, and subscribe to Gravel Bike California for more videos.